Gunther lost his World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41 to Jey Uso, and afterwards, he wasn't too thrilled with this. He beat up Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, and at first he got suspended indefinitely for these heinous actions. But Pat McAfee is like, nah, I want revenge, and at Backlash he's going to get a match against Gunther. A downgrade? Probably, but, you know, this is the card we got served. So at Backlash, Gunther would end up pretty much dominating Pat McAfee for the most part, but McAfee almost does the unthinkable after a superplex and a punt kick, nearly defeats Gunther. Fortunately for wrestling purists, Gunther catches Pat into a Gunther bomb and wins, just like that. Afterwards, Gunther cuts a promo saying that he's tired of being disrespected by both the fans and the people in the back, and now he wants to bring some class back to wrestling, some legitimacy. And Ludwig Kaiser, old friend of Gunther, rejoins with him to reform Imperium. And then they beat up Pat McAfee because they should. But this is only the start of Imperium 2.0. And if you like to see Pat McAfee get beat up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you can see all the rest of my videos. Okay, I had to do it, sorry. After a successful title defense from opening match Jey Uso against, I don't know, Logan Paul, probably, we need a new #1 contender. And after a mini tournament of sorts where we have 2 triple threats and then 1 mini match, which sounds like Vince McMahon, Gunther would fight AJ Styles to determine who would go on to Clash at the Castle and challenge Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. After the two men go back and forth, AJ Styles is able to hit a Styles Clash and looks like he's going to end it, hitting the Phenomenal Forearm and punching his ticket to Clash at the Castle. But then, Sheamus comes out of nowhere, takes him off the apron, bro kicks him, and throws it back in the ring, which gives Gunther enough time to lock on a sleeper hold, and that's it. Gunther wins the match, becoming the #1 contender, and it is revealed that Sheamus has joined Imperium 2.0. The reason Sheamus joined with Imperium is because he felt like he was being left behind despite putting on banger after banger. And he also feels like people like Logan Paul and Jey Uso fighting for the top title is a disgrace to the sport. While someone like Gunther gets put against a freaking commentator, and he, Sheamus, is stuck in catering. Well, no more. Sheamus has joined Imperium to bring some sense back to the WWE and some dignity, and announces that he will be challenging for the World Tag Team titles at Clash of the Castle, with the mystery partner that will be revealed at Clash of the Castle, presumably assuming that there's a 4th person to be added to this group. So let's fast forward to Clash of the Castle, where we got 2 big matches involving Imperium. The first up is for the World Tag Team Championships. The current champions are the Viking Raiders, or the War Raiders, after they won them back from the New Day. And we find out that Sheamus' mystery partner is none other than his real-life bestie, Rusev. Rusev, who recently returned to the WWE, has now joined Imperium 2.0, and now we got 4 men in the group. But Sheamus and Rusev are teaming up to challenge for the World Tag Team Championships. Despite their best efforts to hold on to their Tag Team Championships, a Machka kick and a spinning slam for Rusev is enough for Rusev to get the pin on Ivar, and Imperium 2.0 captured the World Tag Team Championships, bringing championship gold back to Imperium. Later in the night, we get a rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship between main event Jey Uso and Gunther, the Ring General. And to much of the dismay of wrestling fans, or purists, Jey Uso almost does it again and defeats Gunther to retain, but Ludwig Kaiser breaks up the count. Jey can't believe it, and he goes straight after Ludwig Kaiser and tells him to yeet off, but this gives Gunther enough time to come back, powerbomb Jey, and lock on the sleeper, and just like that, Jey's dream run as world champion is over, and the Ring General is back on top of the Raw brand with a new group stronger than ever before. Unfortunately for Jey, Jey tries to go after Gunther on Raw, but this leads to Jey getting obliterated by Imperium, member by member by member. And because of this attack by Imperium, Jey gets iced for a few weeks due to it. In his place is his good friend Sami Zayn, who doesn't like Gunther and thinks since he beat him before, he can knock him off his pedestal again. So at Money in the Bank, Sami Zayn will challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. At Money in the Bank, we've got 2 matches involving Imperium, other than the Money in the Bank ladder match, which Ludwig Kaiser enters and ended up losing to Solo Sikoa? I'll just go with Dominic Mysterio, why not? Well, Ludwig Kaiser would end up losing the Money in the Bank ladder match. Sheamus and Rusev would fight the War Raiders in a ladder match of their own for the World Tag Team titles. And unfortunately for the War Raiders, they once again take the loss here, and Imperium 2.0 retain their Tag Team Championships, snuffing out the War Raiders probably for the foreseeable future because they had 2 chances and they lost. So, back of the line, bub. In the main event, we get a rematch from WrestleMania 40 between World Champion Gunther and the Ultimate Underdog Sami Zayn. Despite Sami Zayn putting up an effort, Gunther is able to hit a diving dropkick, a big ass drop, and a big splash off the top, leads to him retaining the championship against Sami Zayn. After the match, Gunther wants to make a statement and destroy Sami Zayn, taking him out just like he did Jay. But Jey Uso makes his return after being injured for a few weeks and saves Sami Zayn from a beatdown from Gunther. Jey Uso wants one more match against Gunther, but to make sure that this is a definitive conclusion to this story and this feud, he wants their final match at SummerSlam to be a last man standing match so that there is no more debate on who is the better man. And Gunther accepts the challenge and also assures Jay that Imperium won't be at ringside in any capacity. This is going to be a 1v1 clean fight to the death. Maybe not death, but yeah. And we fast forward to SummerSlam. The rest of Imperium are featured on the card. So let's start with the Intercontinental title, which is a triple threat between Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser, Braun Breaker, and champion Dirty Dom Mysterio. After a spinebuster from Braun, Dom sneaks in and chucks a chair, does a Rana, and splashes Ludwig. Braun breaks it up the count and locks on the Steiner recliner that Dominic immediately taps out to, and Braun Breaker is your new Intercontinental Champion as Ludwig Kaiser not having a good day. For the World Tag titles, Imperium 2.0, Sheamus and Rusev are taking on a team that recently debuted on the main roster, Fraxium. How'd the match go? Well, after Fraxium started to build up some momentum, Sheamus decides to call it a night and gets counted out. Fraxium win via countout, but not the championship. Don't worry, Fraxium will get another shot because this is a horseshit outcome. But main event time, Jay versus Gunther once again in a last man standing match for the final time. Both men got up over and over and over again, not showing that they don't want to quit at all. Despite going to war for 20 minutes, in the end, Gunther clutches up and hits not one power bomb, not 2, but 3 power bombs on the outside, and these are able to keep Jay down for the 10 count. Gunther once again retains the World Championship. Imperium 2.0 go 2-1. Not a bad night, and Jey Uso has finally been neutralized. No more world title shots for you. And on the Raw after SummerSlam, an old foe of Gunther's past makes his return after being injured. Ilia Dragunov, who's ready to start climbing the mountain and reach the mountaintop. Gunther, in his overconfidence, wants to expand his empire, and Ludwig Kaiser, on behalf of Gunther, offers Ilia the opportunity to join up with Imperium. While they have had their differences in the past, they feel Ilia would fit great in the group, and with him, they'd be unstoppable. Ilia just walks off without an answer, but Gunther announces that Ilia will give him his answer at Saturday night's main event, whether he will join up with Imperium 2.0. He gives Ilia a fair warning that, listen, joining with us would be the correct decision, because if you're not with us, you're against us, and that makes you a problem. So fast forward to Saturday night's main event, and we get to the segment, the big moment. Both Gunther and Ilia Dragunov come out and stare down each other in the middle of the ring. Gunther asks him, will you step up and join us, or will you end up like Jey Uso? And with that, the ring general gets his answer. A definitive no. The rest of Imperium come out to save him, but Ilia flees through the crowd. Gunther is pissed and angry, and he wants revenge. And at Bad Blood, not only will Imperium fight Fraxium in a rematch, but Gunther will put the world title on the line to fight Ilia Dragunov at Bad Blood. Let's start with the World Tag Team Championships. Fraxium versus Imperium 2. This match, though, is Extreme Rules Tornado Tag, so to make sure there is a definitive, clear winner in this match. And after a Poison Rana from Nathan Frazier leads to a crossbody from Axiom, and then a side kick, and then a running side kick takes out Rusev for the 3 count. Nathan Frazier neutralizes Sheamus long enough for Axiom to get the 3 count, and Fraxium become your World Tag Team Champions. For the first time in years, Gunther and Ilia Dragunov end up going to war at Bad Blood for the championship. Ilia almost does it again when he counters a Gunther bomb into the Torpedo Moscow. He sets him up in the corner for one more and he nails the second one. It looks to be over, but then that damn Ludwig Kaiser pulls him out of the ring and causes a DQ finish to save his leader Gunther. Gunther survives Bad Blood and retains the championship due to a disqualification match, and that's how the show goes off the air. Probably, unless John Cena is retiring. With Bad Blood over and done with, this hatred is far from over, and with War Games coming up, the seeds are being planted. Gunther already has his army to go to war, but Ilia needs to scramble together a team. He's able to recruit Sami Zayn and Jey Uso to join him due to the past history of Imperium and these two, but he still needs one more man, and that man is CM Punk. Why? Well, it's a selfish reason that will be revealed later on. But regardless, the teams for War Games are set. Imperium 2.0 in its entirety versus Ilia Dragunov, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk. And after a brutal War Games match, Jey Uso would splash Rusev in the middle of the ring and pick up the win for his team. Despite picking up the win, Jey wouldn't be able to get another shot due to the stipulation of SummerSlam where he is barred as long as Gunther's champ. But the year ends with Imperium suffering a great defeat and losing all the titles except for the crown jewel for Gunther's world title. On the New Year's Raw, CM Punk comes out to reveal the favor he was promised to be in War Games. And no, it's not Paul Heyman. He reveals that if his team won, he would be getting a free World Heavyweight Championship match whenever he wants, and he wants to cash in his shot at the Royal Rumble. Gunther is not happy about this. He doesn't believe CM Punk has deserved it. He didn't deserve to fight Gunther. But Adam Pearce tells him tough shit. He won the War Games for his team. He got the favor from Ilia. He gets the shot at the Rumble. If you don't like it, you can vacate the title. But you're not going to do that. So, unfortunately for Gunther, he's locked into a match with CM Punk at the Rumble. Speaking of the Royal Rumble match, it needs no build whatsoever. But Ilia Dragunov wants to use this match as a stepping stone to challenge Gunther 1v1 once again. We fast forward to the event. We find out that he's been taken out backstage. And unsurprisingly, it's Gunther's henchmen that were behind this attack. With Gunther retaining the World Championship against CM Punk, he has also neutralized the one man that he truly fears in the ring, who conquered him and snapped his streak the first time. In the Royal Rumble match, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan Werewolf, ends up winning the match, punching his ticket to Wrestlemania, and he chooses to challenge the WWE Champion at the time, which leaves the World Heavyweight Championship wide open, and Ilia has a chance to challenge the Ring General once again. Ilia qualifies after beating Ludwig Kaiser on Raw, and also getting a bit of revenge for that attack that took him out. This chamber match consists of Ilia Dragunov, Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, Karrion Kross, Penta, who looks like Scott Steiner, and Logan Paul. And in the end, Ilia Dragunov survives the chamber, and with one Torpedo Moscow to that bitch Logan Paul, Ilia Dragunov has earned his shot to challenge Gunther once again in a rematch for the world title at WrestleMania this time. And while Ilia and Gunther are locked in for WrestleMania, another feud is starting to flare up again. After dominating the Raw brand for nearly a year, the other members of Imperium find themselves without any titles. With Gunther in a precarious position against Ilia, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Jimmy Uso come together with one goal in mind: beat Imperium and dismantle the group. They want to put the dagger into Imperium while Ilia finishes off their leader, and they will get the opportunity to do so at Mania, as Imperium 2.0 will fight the OG Bloodline in a 6-man elimination tag match that could possibly lead to the downfall of the entire group. And we head into WrestleMania where everything is basically on the line for Imperium. 2 losses here could fracture and destroy the group. So let's start with the 6-man tag match. Imperium 2.0 versus the Usos and their honorary Us. The match is pure chaos, as it's in a complete... So it's basically a complete war, but in a shocking twist, Big Jim clutches up hard, eliminating both Rusev and Sheamus back-to-back with 2 separate spears. With them out of the picture, Ludwig Kaiser is all on his own, and while he tries to fight off all 3 of them valiantly, it was all for naught as they beat the shit out of him, and Sami Zayn hits whatever that move was, and pinned Ludwig Kaiser for the 3, a freaking clean sweep of Imperium by the Usos and Sami Zayn. Despite this massive L, Gunther has to focus on himself as he goes into Mania once again defending his championship, this time against his longtime rival, the Mad Dragon, Ilia Dragunov, who won the Chamber to get to this point. The two men put on a wrestling clinic where wrestling fans aren't dogpiling this unlike last year. A WrestleMania classic for all times, but it ends in a poetic way. Gunther's powerbomb gets blocked and Ilia does his own powerbomb, then he follows up with Torpedo Moscow. Gunther kicks out of the first one, so Ilia catches him with another one and pins him. That's it, it's all it takes. Ilia Dragunov slays the dragon once again, the same way he did at Bad Blood, but with the fractured Imperium, there was no one to save Gunther from the Mad Dragon, and Ilia reaches the top of the WWE while Gunther suffers another Mania loss. And these two losses would lead to Imperium self-imploding over the next few months, and each man would turn on one another, destroying the group. And this is how Imperium died. The end. Alright, hope you like this. Bye-bye.